Chapter 12. Students gathered around Bradley and me at the flagpole. Earlier that day, I had shouted in every bathroom, including the girls' bathrooms, that there would be a fight at the flagpole after school. I really hoped Ping would show up soon. Okay, Torp, this homework better be completed and in my hands tomorrow morning before the first bell rings, or else, Bradley demanded. Or else what? I asked. There's really nothing you can do to me that you haven't already done to me. I'm tired of doing your work for you. Why don't you have Monique do your work or threaten one of the teachers to do your work? They're all afraid of you. Aren't you afraid of me? Bradley glared at me. Well, afraid is a general word. Intimidated is a better word for this situation, I softly responded. Now you want to correct my grammar, little man? No, I don't want to correct your grammar and I don't want to do your homework, I said. I'll ask you one more time and then I'll give this wonderful crowd what they've patiently been waiting for, Bradley said. I frantically scanned the crowd, looking and hoping to see Ping somewhere. Are you afraid of me? Bradley demanded. Finally, I could see in the distance a big person in a Hawaiian shirt walking over. It could only be Ping. I could feel the courage growing inside of me. This was the moment I'd been waiting for. This was why I created Ping. This exact moment in time when I declared to the world, no, I am not afraid of you and I will not do your homework. The crowd gasped. Eyes darted back and forth from Bradley to me. No one knew what to think. Bradley was a little shocked too. He had never received a response like that. Usually he had the students begging to do more than homework, so they could avoid any kind of punishment. What? Can you repeat that? Bradley demanded. I want to make sure I heard you correctly so I can properly record your dying last words. What did you say? I smiled and stepped closer to Bradley. I was stepping on ground that no other nerd had dared to tread before. No, I am not afraid of you, and I will not do your homework, I declared more confidently than before. Frank, run for your life! Some random student in the crowd screamed. I will not accept any more bullying from you ever again, I said. Then I turned and looked at the students. Our days of punishment for being smart are over. The homework stops here. We must all stand up to this bully before he realizes this school has a preschool and he starts picking on the little kids to shine his shoes. Save the children! Another student in the crowd shrieked. Excuse me. People, for the love, calm down, Bradley said to the crowd. I bent down and drew a line across the pavement with a piece of pink chalk. Pink? Bradley asked. Men are allowed to like pink if they want to. I love pink gumballs, pink cotton candy, and pink lemonade. I can like pink if I want to, I demanded. Then looked at the students. That goes for all of you. You no longer need to be picked on by this bully, and you can now openly like pink. Besides, the pink chalk shows up well on the pavement. Now, if you're ready to stand up for yourself and no longer be tortured by Bradley, then stand on this side of the line. Who's with me? The group of students began to mumble to each other, but no one was moving to either side of the line. I waited and waited, but still no one moved. Nice speech, Frank. Do you have any last words before I pound you? Asked Bradley. Why, yes. Time for Plan B, I said. Curious enough, Plan B was actually my Plan A until I thought of drawing the line with pink chalk. hoping I wouldn't have to resort to plan A because I hoped the students would decide to pin you down and let the preschoolers finger paint your face. So, because of my new quick plan, Plan A, became my Plan B, and since my new Plan A didn't work, I now must use my Plan B, which used to be my Plan A. Does that make sense? Everyone was completely puzzled. They had no idea what I had rambled on about. But before they could even attempt to make sense of the whole discussion, a teacher who was in the crowd of students started chanting, "Fight, fight, fight, fight." To prevent this from getting out of hand, I used my alpha voice and called for Ping. As Ping made his way through the students, knocking over many of them with his big belly, the fight chant began to die down because the students were all amazed at the size of this Asian student I was able to summon. Bradley, you may think you're cool and all, having friends and followers and making people do things for you. Well, I have one friend who is bigger and stronger than all of your friends put together. His name is Plan A. I mean, Ping. And on my command, he can ping pong karate chop your butt quicker than a pregnant lady craving cake can devour that cake. I smiled because I'd been practicing that line all the previous night and had said it correctly in the moment. Sorry. What do you need? Ping asked as he finally made it through the crowd. Yes, I would like teriyaki chicken, egg drop soup, and Bradley on the side, I said. And make sure Bradley is well done. I can't stand it when it's not cooked enough. I don't understand what you mean. And I really don't know where to get these items. Is the cafeteria still open? Ping asked. My mouth dropped as students, including Monique, giggled at Ping's response. Ping, you are embarrassing me. Just beat him up already and we can go home, I whispered. Wait, you want me to hurt him? Oh, I could never do that. I don't want to hurt anyone. I want everyone to be happy so that when we all change into butterflies, we'll all be happy butterflies instead of angry ones, Ping said. You would think we were all at a comedy club with how loud these students were now laughing, and some were even pointing at me. I was terrified and upset. I had spent so much time creating the perfect bodyguard, and all I did was resurrect a saint. I should have known, with his big fluffy cheeks, that he had never fought in his life before this life. So I looked at Bradley and winged it. Speaking of butterflies, let's say we all forget this incident and fly away. And by the way, when did you want your homework finished by? Do you have any science projects coming up? I have a big science project I would love to donate to the cause, I said, and sneering at Ping. Tell you what, Bradley started, because we've all had such a good time, and let me tell you, I haven't laughed like that in years. Am I right? The crowd of students agreed. I'm going to give you my homework due tomorrow and only give you one black eye. After all, if I gave you 2 black eyes, you wouldn't be able to do my homework. Now, pick an eye. This was probably the best deal I could get, all considering. So I rubbed both eyes and blinked a couple times. I tried reading a sign with my left eye, then my right. I couldn't pick a favorite. After all, I don't want one eye to despise the other. I might go cross-eyed. So, when all else fails, choose the right. I timidly pointed to my right eye, and before Bradley could respond, Ping punched me in the face. What a backstabber. And to make things worse, he punched me in my left eye. I didn't want to say this, but my left eye is my favorite. Everything was blurry as both eyes filled with water, and I began to cry, but in a manly way. Oh, that is too good, Bradley was yelling as the students were laughing their heads off. I stood up and was trying to walk over to hit Ping, but I couldn't see well. Ping, I created you. How could you do this to me? We were going to be beautiful butterflies together. I clearly wasn't thinking straight when I said that. I finally located Ping, who was grabbing his chest in pain. I hope it hurts, you cold-hearted monster. You bit the hand that feeds you. But then someone to the side of me pushed me over, and I lost my balance and crashed into the bike rack. Chapter 13, next time.